do? Welcome back to the Wheat Field, y'all. Welcome to you if you're new. Hey, welcome to you too. This is your girl Lottie here at Tears and Wheat Tarot Show, where you show enough never know what you're gonna get, beloved. We are our channel messenger and spiritual reader, and we heard that somebody is magnetic, like just be it. We got magnetic quantum leaping, and we picked up the word synapses. It was giving us central nervous system. We'll get into it and explain what the spirit was kind of giving us from a visual when they told it to us. So they gave us quantum leaping synapses, becoming magnetic to just be. It's something about balancing. So we're going to get into the read. What up, Wheat? Thank you so much for tapping in. I appreciate you so much for coming through. Y'all know what it is. Hey, Cosmic. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Y'all know what it is. The spirit be picking it. It is not us. They real creative. But we thank you so much for saying. I appreciate it. Y'all, we have magnetic, quantum leaping, and synapses. It was giving us central nervous system. You know how, like, in your central nervous system, like how information moves from one nerve to the next nerve, and it's a little gap right there. It's like a synapses. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for tapping in. I appreciate you. Spirit said you are getting ready to move. It was giving me the full energy. So we're gonna write that down. Right, the full energy. You know how the full card, they're standing on the ledge and then they'll take the quantum leap or the risk to go to the next, cover the gap, you know what I'm trying to say, to the next landing. I'm getting that, but it was giving me the picture of your central nervous system, like how the electrical signal moves, it gets to the end, and then there's a gap between the two, the synaptic gap, and the information jumps. It's like your body, inside your body, like right now, the information is always quantum leaping. It's always moving from one area, crossing a gap. So it's like to remind ourselves. Yes, and I know it's like a whole thing the way that they said it. It was like reminded me of natural law, right? Like sometimes we can get, a little discombobulated and discouraged about what's happening. But it's like if we kind of take our mind back to the natural law, we can always come back to a feeling of grounding, rooting, and allowing. Like we allow the seasons to change. We don't stop winter from coming. We don't stop spring. We can't stop summer. We can't stop hurricanes and tornadoes. We can't stop earthquakes. And sometimes when we take ourselves back to natural law, we can put ourselves, 33. I love Master 33. Hey Kai, thank you so much for tapping in. But it's like we can remind ourselves that nature is always happening, that you are designed in that way. Like the natural law of self reminds us of these things. And if we can connect what we're seeing on the outside and what's happening on the inside, it could affect how we believe and how we think about things, right? How we can accept it was becoming magnetic, right? Increasing your ability to attract what it is that you want to come in and repel what you don't. That's what magnets do. And they operate by polarization, polarized to the north, polarized to the south. We move into our north node, right? And away from the south node. So polarizing yourself is important. And that's where I was getting grounding and grounding techniques, whether it's breathing techniques, whether it's touching base with nature. Like they were giving me the grounding technique of putting both feet in the grass and breathing. And there's a certain time of the day where you can breathe up the left side and blow out the right side. It's a way to balance your energy. At night, you will breathe up the right side and blow out the left side. It's a way of, again, balancing and maintaining your internal energy. Deep breathing outside in nature is very important because you take in all of this information and ions and elements and stuff from Gaia herself, the spirit that is kind of blowing around on the wind, if you get what I'm saying. And you breathe that in. You're breathing in all types of intelligence that's coming in at you, and your body uses it, right? It reads it. So, all of that being said, Stick around. I know it's a different type of reading. Y'all know what it is. It's your girl Lottie here at Tears We Throw Show. You show up, never know what you're gonna get. It can start slow, like that old school Crisco, that thick shit. That out the king, you need to get it in the pan, and the Alpha and Omega come in and turn the heat up. We gonna get to cooking. We know a little bit of what we got. Some ingredients. How they gonna bring it together to edify our spirit? We'll have to stick around and see. Hopefully, you can stay in here, and you will be spiritually spread. Spread. Slow down. Yes, they told me to slow down. They said, hopefully, we are edified first and foremost. Because we ain't going to feed you shit we wouldn't eat. I'm just saying. So we are going to be fed and edified in the spirit. Hello. Thank you so much for tapping in. And hopefully we are strengthened to bear the yoke that's on these shoulders, beloved. You know what I'm saying? And then we overflow, right? The spirit meets you and you receive it. You are edified in the spirit so that you can bear the yoke that's on your shoulders and you overflow and we meet in the middle. Yes. They gave it to me like that as a reminder to you to be sure to keep yourself filled. You are grounded, you are spiritually fed, you are edified, you are emotionally fed, you are mentally fed, right? Your bread, financially fed. Make sure you are pouring into you. The first law of nature is self-preservation. You cannot do anything if you are not here to do it. So be sure to take care of you. And all of everything else will be water from your overflow, beloved. Like your water spills out, right? And it will go in your lot around you. And everybody that's around you will be fed and watered too. But if we do this for self continuously, then you don't run out. You are not depleted. You don't feel like your well is running dry, beloved. And then hopefully somebody else will come and pour into you and refill it. No. First law of nature is to take care of self. And it is not selfish for you to do that, beloved. So, if y'all ready to get into some cards, here say yes. Magnetic quantum leaping is happening within you all the time. Repeat it to yourself. Information, is moving from one space to another space. It is always a progression. And if you are tapped in, thinking, considering, observing, you will see the seasons and the cycles within nature, right? We can come alongside and see how to be harmonious with it. Yes. They said balance, food, energy. Somebody getting ready to take a quantum leap, and Spirit pulled the token, I am fearless, to go forward fearlessly. That's what the food does. It trusts. It knows that it can move and take the next leap because it trusts the Most High to protect you, to provide like prosperity. Another thing that I was considering as we were taking our spiritual shower was, again, down the laws of nature and biology and how everything is connected. It was giving me the reminder, or bringing us back into remembrance that the Most High God, made creation and it put humans in it pretty much last. Like if we think about how we were taught Genesis, and even if you think about evolution, everything else came to exist, and now we're here. Like we're pretty much the youngest. We the babies, right? Hence infancy. But it's like if we think about how did they give it to us? We gotta think and allow it to come back in, because it's definitely like an ordering, a progression. How we can look at how in nature the foliage and everything, like cross-pollination exists, like variety exists, and everything was already put here for you, like you was kind of set up with all of this before you were planted in it. So it was giving me like to consider the natural ordering of things. And the last thing we kind of really need to worry about is our finances and prosperity, because I'm getting that prosperity was already built in, like it was set up before it put us here, you know, like everything was made, like every creeping thing, every grass, every seed, like everything was here before we were planted in this place of prosperity. So it's giving me, like, if we think about self, right, we think about our connection to all things, balancing your spirituality, balancing your energy, like however you claim it, balancing your emotional state, balancing your mental state, like everything will come together and order itself. And it's like, I'm hearing like you don't have any choice but to be great. Like it's like it will just come. You will realize that you were like kind of already in it. Is what it's giving me. Angelic help is here, and we see unrealistic. See, something may seem unrealistic, but with angelic help, like anything can be accomplished, right? It's giving me, right, like we get these ideas and they can seem like they're so big and so grand, but if we ground ourselves and really think about like how everything comes about, what could not evolve, what could not, you know, be present, what could not unfold. I'm thinking all the way back like to the essence of like what everything is, like how light was called out, how everything in creation unfolded in this grand tapestry of everything. And when we think about like the things that we want, and sometimes we can feel like, oh, that's unrealistic, it's unreachable, like it's so big for me to even be able to have and to hold for somebody. I don't know why I heard that so like that, but that's what I heard. It's like with the spirits of the Most High God, you it's definitely like, what is it? You know, like what is this little thing compared to the grandness of everything that has been ordered? There's a system for it, right? There's a law for it, and when we sit and touch back with the laws, right, we can accomplish anything. You will see that these things are always happening. It makes you fearless, right? You know that you are able to achieve that thing, that you could attract it, like that you are truly magnetic, right? I was thinking about some of the elements and minerals that we have in the body, like magnesium, like magnetite. It sounds like all of these metals, right? And it's giving me like the ability to attract like elements, right? To call it in, like it's natural. So if we could see it on a natural world, why we cannot consider it within? Yeah. I am not scared of any challenges. Don't be afraid of any challenges. Right? I'm not scared. I'm fearless. What gives me the ability to make the jump in that full energy is because I'm always constantly leaping. Always. Like right here sitting, there are parts of me in my anatomy that is always making the leap. And every time it makes the leap, it spreads information throughout the whole. I have a greater level of understanding. It is actually conducting some amazing things that I don't even have to put my mind on. Like I don't have to be consciously aware that it's happening. But if I take the time to sit down and calm down and think about what this vessel is actually doing, is actually very inspiring. You know what I mean? Solar plexus. Solar plexus is here. We see Libra balancing. And Spirit wrote that to bring yourself to balance. Right? It's down here in this little space. It says balance. Right? And it's given, it's definitely weighing the scales. It's giving intelligence. It's giving air. And it's giving like everything in the universe has a balance to it. Pluto. Yeah, see, your willingness to confront the dark has been coming out a lot. The darkness within you opens up the gateway to profound healing and soul evolution. Let the transformation begin. And it's definitely giving me like the energy to sit and to breathe, to be, to look at the natural laws or the laws in operation around you and see how you can kind of come together with that. To think about it, right? Again, like the law of ordering, the law of attraction, the law of assumption, the law of wholeness, oneness. You know that everything is whole, everything is complete. There's nothing broken and there's nothing missing. Sacral chakra is here. Creativity and balance yourself so that you can create that Libra energy, balancing coming right back out. Right, so definitely balance yourself so that you can create. When we are off balance, we tend to see in our lives a representation of that unbalancing. If you are giving way too much to other people, you could be heavily in your feminine energy where you are really caring and over giving, right? Then things could definitely be off. You'll have people who are either depending on you, creating relationships of codependency. It's just, it gets, I'm seeing the words overgrown, like shit just becomes way the fuck too much, right? Just imagine if Gaia never cleansed herself, like if those other factors never came in to control things, right? It's definitely getting, like, things would get out of hand. And then if everything was so controlled where everything was always burning down and earthquakes and couldn't shit stand, I mean, it would be too violent for it. So it's giving a balance between growth and destruction, right? Like we're always growing and we're always releasing, we're always having things torn down. And to be at par within self means that I can accept what's coming and I can release what's going. Yeah, Leo energy. Definitely was picking up Leo sun fire energy before we started the reading. We saw the fire card, and I think it was that Mars energy. It was giving me sun fire energy. This one. It says, as you walk your path, remember that your strength is not only in the spotlight, but also in the shadows. Definitely a lot of shadow work, right? Being able to go in and just kind of deal with some things that need to be released. You know what I mean? Preparing yourself for what's coming, making space. Even for somebody going within and getting the key to you. Sacral chakra, going into the gut, right? Going into your core, into your kingdom space. It's giving creativity, it's giving fire, it's giving passion, it's giving even sensuality, not sexuality, sensuality. How do you sense the world around you? How do you make sense of the world around you? Your world may not make sense, right? You could be getting visions and getting called to do something that may just seem unrealistic, right? But if you balance yourself and know that you have spiritual help, you can do anything, beloved. Out of the kingdom, your sacral chakra, can anything be created, right? And it's taking the courage and the bravery to not only, full energy to cross the gap, to take the quantum leap, to put yourself in the energy to release. Yeah. Asteroid. Asteroids. Thank you to everybody that's tapping in. I appreciate the love and the likes and the support. I really do. And I pray that everybody has a wonderful Tuesday, terrific Tuesday. That this is just something to chew on. And hopefully it's something that you can take in and consider and see how it works for you, beloved. None of us are just good or bad. We're not. Libra, balance. It's two sides. It's always duality. And how do we be balanced right in the middle of that? Right? You go and you face your shadows and you'll see that some of that is useful. It is. Like, you can use a lot of that energy, right? It says, nobody is ever just wrong and nobody is always just right. No one exists without polarity. And that's what we were saying in the beginning. polarity. How do we polarize ourselves? Are we polarized to the south or are we polarized to the north? Is it negative or positive? Just like a battery, right? When you look at it, it's got a positive, a plus, and it's got a negative. And you need to fit it in there the right way so that that connection works and you can power some shit. Right, we too are magnetic. We have electrical currency running all throughout this vessel, the body. So when you start to look at even the mechanics of your vessel, this vehicle, you would think about what do I need to do to it or for it so that it could run optimally, so that we can meet the day, meet our challenges. We are not afraid of anything, right? Like I can go forward. I can see from nature that cycle of life, truly, you are immortal. I'm just saying, don't take it how you want to, but there's no end to you. Your spirit came first, and it is eternal. So this will go back to the earth from where